Welcome to season 2 of Dirt, Grit, and Stupid Shit, The Adventures of Real Estate. And today, I decided to bring in a youngster named Ashton Koontz.
Hey, everyone.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Because, people don't get my last name right. My whole life I've been called Sondra Richard. How they really say your name? Ashton?
Well, first of all, they spell it wrong, and then they'll be like, Koontz.
Koontz.
Like Koontz.
Koontz. But it's...
Like they want to do an accent with it for some reason.
Well, everybody wants to have we all have accents, okay?
Yeah.
We all have accents. So, Ashton, you and I met, I don't know. I met your mom a long time ago, first off. Second off, you are actually attending, there's a school here in Livingston Parish, which is right outside of Baton Rouge, and you attend Walker, correct? Right. High school. And Joni Downing down in my office here, she actually has been running an academy inside of their classes where y'all can take and become what you want to in real estate, whether you want to be an agent or you want to be an appraiser or any of that. So why don't you tell the people out here a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. So like Sondra said, I'm Ashton Koontz. I'm 17 years old right now. I attend Walker High School. About to be 18 though.
I know. Listen. Let's just stop right there for 1 second. Tuesday is my birthday, and I'm going to be 57, okay? I'm not afraid to say it, but look, don't be afraid in 12 days to say, I'm going to be 18, okay? Because that's a big thing.
I mean, we can celebrate all month because,
are we going to?
We're both Sagittarius.
We're both Sagittarius, so we're going to. But go ahead.
And our birthdays are literally 6 days apart.
That's crazy.
6 and the 12th.
6 and 12.
But yeah, I've been doing social media, content creation for since I was 12. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Grew up in the business household. Just released a new book that I've been
working on. You released a new book?
For a few years. It's called The Brilliant Boss.
The Brilliant Boss. Where can you find that at?
Amazon as of right now, and then looking to expand to others. But I just wanted to get it out. Basically, with my book, I just dive into different how-tos. What else? There's came up with some graphic designs for journaling, planning out your week and stuff, because I can read a chapter or two of a book and then put it away and forget about it. But I feel with some interactive, it's good.
So you want engaging through it.
Engaging.
And helping. I also, pretty proud of you, too. You made it to New York.
I did.
As a model.
Yep.
You cutie patootie. I swear to God. So now, what's happening with that?
So that's going to start picking up in January because I'm finishing school literally in a week and a half. So I'll be flying back and forth for jobs and stuff. I'm still debating if I want to move there.
Oh,
Not
Lord.
sure.
Oh, Lord.
But that's a whole nother ball game out there, but I loved it.
You loved it?
Mm-hmm.
It's different up there.
Very different.
I can tell you.
When you're walking across the street with 100 people at once, it takes some getting used to. For sure.
Yeah.
And then I come back home, I'm like, why is everyone walking slow?
Yeah. Well, in some areas you don't want to walk alone. But yeah, look, that don't matter where you're at, north or south, north or south. But listen, in a couple of weeks, I know it's this month, you'll be taking your real estate exam.
I will.
So talk to me and tell me also over in Walker in the high school, I mean, they're helping people over there. So what intrigued you to take this class? I mean, what's the deal?
Well, I always knew I wanted to be a real estate agent, luxury or not, specifically luxury, if you know me. But when I saw that they were offering that course, because it was the second year, because it was seniors only, I was like, you know what, let's take advantage of that. If it's going to get me through the course, able to take the exam, because I was going to do the Louisiana one regardless. So I kind of loved how my school offered that.
You said earlier, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to move to New York. Well, your ass, okay, so your mom's listening to this, and I'm not going to let his ass move to New York. Because when you get ready to take this exam in a couple of weeks, okay, there's a common law, and then you got to take the state part.
Right.
So we're civil law, okay? So I know you've listened to these podcasts that I have, and we're the weirdos. That's what I call us. We're Napoleonic, so we're the French.
Oh, yeah.
So it's totally different. We used the word, Dawn was on here a while back, and there's a word called usufruct. And actually someone in my company out of Pennsylvania called and said, I was listening to your podcast, and what the hell's a usufruct? Well, there we go.
I actually saw that word a million times yesterday while I was like studying. So
yeah, so it's use of the fruits, which means if a husband or a wife either or die first, and in their will it says, I give her usufruct of the property the remainder of her life, then in other words, the kids can't kick her out.
Yeah.
Okay? You don't have that in other states. And New York is a total different entity. I know I told you this before, okay? Because there's a lot of stupid shit out here in this world.
Oh, yeah.
In New York, there's not title companies. And sometimes it takes 6 months to close.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you have to be 20 as well.
Right.
Not 18.
Yeah, so
that's like later on down the line.
I know it's later on. And you have such big, you inspire me. You have very big ambition, and that is really good coming out of the gate of high school. Okay, a lot of people, my generation was you go to school and then you got to get your ass in college and then you got to do some internship and da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
And a lot of kids aren't doing that now. They're finding their niche and they're figuring it out. The book thing threw me off, I can promise you. When I saw last week you had a book on Amazon, I'm like, what is he doing? But the modeling, you already told you have the whole package for that. That's not an issue. The problem is you're still a virgin. And what I mean by that, that's a good word, is you're just not familiar with that field.
Right.
And you wouldn't want to go out there alone.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a really good friend of mine, Michelle, and I'm adopted, by the way, and so is my brother. So I always tell this little story. My parents went shopping, and their parents went shopping, and they bought us. Okay? Now I'm going to speed you up. She was in her mid-20s. Got out of high school, had the package, the whole 9 yards, thought she knew a little bit more than her mom. She became Miss Mississippi USA, and then she was murdered 2 months later. So there's a lot of things you can learn from us older farts, okay? So I'm not trying to damper your spirits or nothing, but there's I'm trying to give you some reality out there.
That's another thing, like with my big goals and stuff, I also do kind of like focus on the reality of things that I'm not going to be making millions right off the bat because that's just not how it works.
I know, but look.
But I mean, it's possible. Anything
is possible that you put your mind to.
Right.
In real estate, this podcast is about dirt, which is the real estate. The grit is the grinding, and there's going to be some stupid shit that come with it, okay?
Daily.
Yes, because every person is different.
Yeah.
Every deal is different, and you got to know how to be a people person and adjust to it. And sometimes it's going to become overwhelming, and then sometimes you're going to shake your head and go, did they just really do that shit? I mean,
plus I've heard like people are very emotional when it comes to like.
Oh, well, think about it. Okay, emotional. That's a good one. So you remember the flood of 2016? So we had, I don't even like what they call it. It's not a great flood. I can't stand it when a TV channel came out and named it. So we had a no-name storm on top of Louisiana in 2016, and I was one of those victims. So I was homeless for 4 months along with my parents that I had. And then let's take it even further, over 160 clients in that year that I had that were all homeless.
Yeah. You're
trying to balance everything. So when you say emotional, the biggest thing in your life, investment you'll ever make is what? Real estate. It's the biggest, if you don't ever forget that. That is the biggest thing that everyone, if they get the opportunity to own a piece of America, it's the best thing you can do, okay? So it's very emotional. I did a lot of deals with no commission on that year. I would never forget it because they were losing everything. It's like, what do I do? My house is worth $150,000 before the water come in. Now only worth $50,000. I can't rebuild, and insurance won't do this and that. There's so many things that go on, and that's during a distress time. And if we just talk about normal, I'll give you normal. Here's normal. So I had a closing a couple of days ago, and it was a foreclosure going into a sheriff's sale, okay? And the sheriff's sale, time is of the essence. Basically what happens, Ashton, is You've only got X amount of time because they haven't been paid. So no payee, no stayee, right? And they didn't pay, so they had to get out before the sheriff does what? Knocks on your door, puts the paper, they change the locks. Anything on the inside, you lose. You lose it all. So that's very emotional. But we had closed. I closed on this house just a couple of days ago. And to this day, and what is today? Today's Friday. Oh, well, okay, here. Yep. 10:30 in the morning. And she still hadn't given the keys over. So some people just think every situation's different. But some people are very attached. They're always attached to their property. They're proud of where their home is. Look, let me ask you something. When you were growing up, did your parents ever draw a line on that door? You know, he was 4'1" at this time, at this age. You ever seen that?
No, literally we had that next to our oven.
You shouldn't.
I swear.
Okay, tell me about it.
Like we want to like cut off the whole wood piece and like keep it.
That's right.
You know
Okay,
I mean?
here we go.
So it wasn't just me, it was my brother, other family members. Like each year we'd see
Mark
who's tall.
How you grew.
Yeah, grew.
That's right.
Yeah.
So before I would put that home on the market, I would ask the seller, please remove it because that's called attached real estate, the door frame. And you need to put up a new one so you can keep that. So there's the memories that I'm talking about where the emotions come.
Especially when it's like a childhood home.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, and kids don't want to leave or whatever.
Yeah. And then nowadays, some people, I don't know, I don't understand this, but I have had people, they have walked through, these $400,000 or $500,000 homes, and they'll turn to their 2-year-old and their 4-year-old, maybe their 6-year-old. Did you like the house? I'm thinking, when the hell they made a decision like that? Like they're buying it,
Yeah.
So things have really, really changed in this business, and you're going to see that, and you're really coming in at a time where I think as long as your mindset is good, and you've got that mindset, you've got the discipline. Your mom is a great individual. She shows you she has a lot of respect for you. And is she a single mom? Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Okay. And she's doing a great job. Okay. Cause I have watched and we've talked and she's just a good person. And so when you have someone, they always say shit rolls downhill, right? It does.
Yeah.
This usually starts with your parents. And so your mom's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Really good job. So as long as you learn to stay in that lane and you want to keep your mindset to what you're trying to achieve in life, you're going to do it. I mean, let's talk about this. How many followers you got on your TikTok?
39,000.
Oh, my God.
And then on Instagram, I'm almost to 10,000.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
17 people. Pay attention, everybody. How many likes you got on TikTok?
I think it's 2.3 million total.
Million?
Yeah.
Did you say million?
Million.
What the hell? I just broke 1,000 followers. Don't you laugh at me. On TikTok. But that means I can go live.
Yeah.
I did that like 2 nights ago.
They do say to
in
go
the
live,
bed,
for sure.
looking. And Dawn was on the other end, and we were like, what the hell are we doing? We didn't know what we were doing.
I will say I've never been live on TikTok, but I probably should because I do know it helps your audience and engagement for sure.
Yeah. And then you had called me, I don't know, before Thanksgiving, and you kind of wanted to see what I do. And I'm trying to figure out how to work you in to help get you paid on some of the stuff that we're trying to do. But you fix and take that test, and I don't want to confuse you right now because the test is tricky. Tricky. All you got to do is pass it.
Right.
And then you're going to throw it away because everything out here is totally different. Okay.
That's how I feel about school sometimes.
No.
But I mean, my school specifically does offer a lot of real life things like the real estate class, firefighter class. We have a bank.
Wow.
We have a whole business that sells Nike apparel, a marketing class, and PJ's coffee. We have a lot of stuff.
So hands-on is really
yeah.
a great thing and maybe that's where a lot of these schools need to turn to get people prepared to go out into the world.
Plus we have a pharmacy class and everything.
What drug to take, what drug not to take.
No, people can literally go work in a pharmacy once they get certified through that class and take the test or whatever.
Yeah. So the biggest thing is once you take the test in real estate, then you need a mentor. Now you and I've already discussed this, and you're going to come to work at our brokerage, and you're just going to follow me around like a puppy. And but here's the thing. You're going to learn a lot, but I'm going to learn a lot off of you.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm old school. Then don't be telling people I'm old. Just old school. That's all I'm trying to say. And you're new school. But you've already got some of that platform set out there. You just already know. Once you find that niche, and you're saying it's real estate, I know you want luxury. That's a total different entity, and you'll be able to get there as long as you've got the wits and the discipline to do it and the mindset. You know, what's your mom think about you wanting to be a realtor?
I mean, I feel like from day one, that's like one of my main careers I've wanted to do.
Why?
Because
why do you like it? What is it about it?
Just like the architecture, the interiors, homes. I grew up like with my stepdad doing construction, so I'd always go look at big mansions, literally like
Oh wow,
Baton Rouge and stuff.
So you like that
from the ground up, like.
Oh, so you watched it?
Yeah,
that's great.
I've gone inside, like seeing what they're doing with the cabinetry. There's actually a house that they're finishing up that they started when I was a freshman, so it's taken 4 years because it's that big.
Wow. How many square feet is it? Do you know?
I think 15,000.
That must be somewhere off of Tiger Bend Road, like in Mallard Lakes, maybe?
Exactly.
I only guessed that because I know where those homes are, though. But so it's back there. So you've got a lot of LSU football players and some other people that I know that live up in there. So there's there's restrictions, of course.
Yeah.
But when you're talking 10,000 square foot house, I mean, like Justin Bieber did come here and he's got a house, and I'm not going to say where it's at, but it's over 15,000 square feet.
He had a house in Louisiana.
Shh, I just told you. We're not going to talk about that. You'll learn some things in real estate. You just,
yeah.
It's all going. It's like coffee. It's like cream in the coffee. It just rises. It's going to be okay. But so that's what you liked about it?
Yeah.
It just
plus like staging homes brings out like the interior design part of me. I've watched a million real estate shows too, like Selling Sunset that everyone sees, but I feel like that's kind of out of touch occasionally because they only show the good stuff. But I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah. What does your mom do? I'm just curious. What's she do now?
I'm pretty sure like she does like paralegal stuff, bookkeeping, like bank
right. So she's in the
stuff,
lawyer, accounting, stuff.
That type of stuff.
That's what I thought. That's boring for you? You don't want that?
I just
can't find yourself sitting behind a
another
bunch
thing,
of numbers.
I've never wanted a 9-to-5 job sitting behind like a cubicle. That's just not me. Another thing with real estate is I like how it's changing every day. Like there's something different going on. Because I really I'm on to one thing and the next. Like my book's done. Now I'm focusing on that other thing I was talking about.
Right.
But y'all will hear about that soon.
Yeah, we can't talk about that. There's something else. There's something else in the works. Can y'all believe that? 17, there's something else in the works. We can't disclose.
Right.
But listen, real quick, I want to tell you something. So I now have some sponsors here on the Dirt, Grit, and Stupid Shit, Adventures of Real Estate. And, I'm going to talk about this first sponsor. So you ever been to Casa down in Watson?
I have.
I bet you've been probably on their Tuesdays. They got $2 tacos on Tuesday. That's what I call a cheap seat.
Right.
So that's a $2 taco. And they got $18 margarita pitchers on that day. But the next day on Wednesday, it's half price margarita. Now, look, I know you're not old enough to drink yet, but we're going to need to go down there, introduce you to some margaritas because they got every flavor. I like the place. I've been going there for years. Love Fahim, love the staff. Great people. So,
and you can never go wrong with like chips and queso.
Oh, taco, baby. Tacos.
Everything. Fish
tacos, too. That's the best. I'm here to tell you. So that's what we'll do. I'll take you down there. We'll go eat at the old Casa Maria.
Yeah.
Down on Highway 16 down there in Watson, okay?
Yeah.
So, just kind of getting back to, what's your brother do?
He is in college.
Any older?
He's older. He's 21.
I never met your brother.
You haven't?
No.
I feel like you have.
No.
No. Well, he's a business major in college, in his senior year. I think he wants to have like his own gym one day. I don't really know. That's the thing. Because he's kind of like me, wants to evolve, like step after step.
That's good. How old is he? When you say older, how much is older?
Like 3 years older than me.
Okay.
Because I'll be 18, and then he just turned 21 in August.
Wow. Y'all youngsters with big. See, that's good. I like to hear that. You like to talk to young people nowadays that have got a great mindset on what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Some people don't have it.
Plus, a lot of people that I've seen, especially around me, like we see things on our TikTok For You page of like lifestyle, like craziness, driving Lamborghinis, going to these fancy dinners and stuff every night as like a 19-year-old, which, I mean, you can do that, but a lot of people don't really come back down to reality and know like you actually have to work to
there you go
get to that spot.
You actually have to work. You got to
you can't just expect it to like
well if it falls in your lap. Here's what I've always said: if it's easy, then everyone would do it. Right. And not everyone's doing it,
especially when you have a lot of people, especially like at my school, watching you.
Well, yeah. What's it like now with peer pressure? You know, I've been out of school forever. Don't tell nobody.
I mean, I've seen people like on social media, say stuff about bullying and stuff, but I've literally never like experienced that. Especially at my school, we don't really have that.
That's good.
So yeah, it is good.
That's really good.
Because people they're doing their own thing. They're not really worried about what you're doing, which is nice. But there's people that are obviously going to congratulate you when you release something, and people that are going to hate on you because they're not doing something.
I want to tell you something. I do want to say this. And it's happened to me recently. So just remember this. The popular you get, the more known you get, the more haters come out of the woodworks.
More haters.
I don't understand that.
You literally could be like perfect, never mess up. Someone's still going to have an issue with you. So it's best to just like focus on you and your stuff.
That's absolutely true. So that's probably what that book's all about, too. Staying in your own lane there, huh?
Yep. And it's half off right now on Amazon.
Oh, my God. Just plug it right on you. So, you know, a lot of time goes in to real estate. I want you to know that, first off. This is not a 9-to-5 job. It's not a 40-hour week. Sometimes you are a non-paid psychiatrist because, you know, the bottom line in being a good realtor is to put their interests above yours because that's what you're supposed to do. And then, you know, you make a little money in the middle.
Yeah.
That's really all this is about. And you're going to experience a lot of things. A lot of things.
I feel like even in my first year, because it's you're a sponge.
Well, you are, and you're going to absorb, and it's going to become overwhelming sometimes. But the best thing you can do is always be honest. And I think that's really what I love about this real estate business, because honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
I got nothing to gain from lying.
Yeah.
On nothing. It just doesn't make any sense, you know. But you're going to find out a lot of things, and you're going to see it in this business, you know, where the seller might say, well, you know, that crack was already there before we bought it. Okay, here we go, you know. And so you kind of got to look at a lot of stuff. But there's a process for a buyer. There's a process for a seller. But when you're new out here, the best thing you can do is say, I'm new at this, and if you can't answer the question, you're going to get the answer for them.
What did you start with? Did you start with buyers, or did you do both?
Well, I started with buyers because it's very hard to start with sellers. You got to gain their trust, okay? And you also have to have money in the bank.
Yeah.
Because as a listing agent, I'm taking on the photographer, the staging, the marketing.
Yeah.
And the marketing it can consist of 180 websites, you know. So you got to have money in the bank to crank with listings. Buyers, no, because as of today, still, and they looking at changing it down the road. They're still trying, they're trying to do this, but the sellers always paid the commission, and then you just divide the commission in half. Now some agents out there don't. And that's how the buyer's agent gets paid. So the seller's paying the buyer's agent, okay? But you're still looking out for your buyer for the best interest that you can. So I started off with buyers. It wasn't easy because way back then when I started, we didn't have computers. Well, we had some coming in, but we had something called an MLS book. You ever seen a telephone book?
Yeah.
You have?
With 1 million phone numbers.
With 1 million phone numbers,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was when I was starting, and it was fading out. The MLS books and the computer stuff was coming in to where we're at today.
Which is a lot easier because everything's there.
Well, yeah. Do you remember anything? Do you remember something called a pager? Beeper?
I feel like I've heard of it.
Oh, Jesus.
I
feel like when we leave here, I should go find a car with a roll down windows. I can teach you something about a crank.
Oh, I've seen the.
Oh Lord, okay, at least you've seen that. Okay, but
I'm pretty sure my mom's old Saturn from like 30 years ago had it.
Well, it could have roll down window. Yeah, everything's not push button like it is today.
Yeah.
So we didn't have back then. We didn't have cell phones. We had them, but they were in a bag with a big antenna. Mm-hmm. And then we had pagers, beepers on our side. You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Mm-hmm. And it was the hottest thing. I'm here to tell you, it was something hot. It's, I like the old phones. People don't have landlines no more either.
Yeah.
You know why? Because, man, when you got through talking to that person and they made you mad, you could slam the phone. They could hear it. How you going to do that now? Boom.
True.
Yeah. It's not the same effect.
Well, I guess some people just hang up on you now. Without saying
hang up on you. Some people don't even answer the phone nowadays. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I know your generation. Your generation, when y'all get ready to break up with somebody, you just text, well, it's over. Click.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Well, okay. But I'm telling you, I've never had that kind of breakup. I'm like, I didn't even get to say goodbye.
I mean, some people in our generation think those phones are vintage and cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then they'll pose with a picture and be like, on the phone.
Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, so a lot of things have changed, and you're going to see that, and every situation is going to be different. I'm really, proud that you have picked me to be your mentor. It's like, oh Lord, here we go. Mom's watching. So, you're going to do really well on your exam because you've done well with everything you've done already since you were 12. I mean, come on. So, like I said, just get that exam underneath your belt. Pass it, and then I'm really going to throw you to the dirt grit and show you some stupid shit.
I'm ready for that.
Oh,
I really am.
You better hang on for that because everything's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
I can promise you. And sometimes you're showing houses 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night, okay? Yeah. Don't think this is a 9-to-5 job because if so, I don't need you to get in it. I'm going to tell you right now, go do modeling and go do something else. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot you straight now.
It's more like just the 9-to-5, like sitting down. That I don't like.
Behind a desk?
I could work at night, late at night, whatever, doing a million things, but behind a desk, I'm just not interested in that.
Right.
And I want to be my own boss, too.
There you go. If you want to be your own
boss.
The
Brilliant Boss.
Oh, here she goes with that book again, The Brilliant Boss. So if you want to be...
And my podcast, The Brilliant Boss.
The Brilliant Boss, that's right. If you want to be that, I mean, the only way you can do is work for yourself.
Yeah.
And life really hasn't changed much. If you work for someone else, you might not get paid as much, right? But your benefits are usually great. And then when you work for yourself, you make a lot, you got to pay a lot, but your benefits suck.
Plus, I like how you can make as much as you want.
Well, you can. And then Uncle Sam's going to go,
yeah.
We just love him.
You make as much as you put in with this job, I feel
right.
like.
It's with anything. You don't put the time in and stay with the consistency, okay? It's not going to reward you.
Yeah.
It's just that simple. I mean, Drew Brees didn't become the best quarterback just because he said, well, I think I'm going to become a quarterback. He practiced. You got to practice. You practice what you preach for sure, right? Mm-hmm. But you have to steadily stay consistent at something, whatever that's going to be, and navigate and sharpen your tool on it so you can be and then people will know. And out here, it's great that people know you, right? They know me. Mm-hmm. But what you want is you want people to know what you do. See, we all can know Drew Brees, but we know what he does.
Yeah.
He was a quarterback.
And what he's expanded to now.
Right.
All those things.
That's right.
To keep his name.
People,
you know what I mean?
Right. So people know who Sondra Richard is. I can promise you.
And we see you
and
around
now
town.
they know what I do.
Yeah.
Because, I'm the crazy person with the face on the truck, right?
Yeah.
I'm always that rolling billboard.
Yeah.
Because you got to put it out there. So there's where...
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't even take the first step is just start it. Like start your YouTube channel, start your podcast. People can't even get past that step.
No,
want to see success,
Everybody wants to be successful. They just don't want to put the time in to be successful.
Right.
And that's what you're saying. So, and some people just don't know where to start.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't know where to start with this podcast. I
Right.
had people almost a year. Start it. Somebody drew that dirt. Somebody gave me the name. I didn't come up with the name Dirt, Grit, and Stupid Shit, Ventures in Real Estate. I didn't. Somebody else did. That's in the real estate business. Said, here, Sondra, let me draw this up for you. Boom. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I pondered on that. You know what? I was scared.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this.
Just like, what if I don't like it or whatever?
Well, it don't matter. I'm just sitting here talking to you, so I'm good.
Right.
I am really good at this.
Another thing I've realized with like posting on social media is now there's so many different avenues to post on. Like when I was launching my book, I'm like, okay, I got to promote on Facebook, Instagram, Reels, TikTok, Instagram stories, Pinterest. Like there's so many different things.
There's so many platforms.
So many platforms.
That's where I have a hard time keeping up in my older age here, is all the platforms.
Especially daily if you're posting like consistently on everything. Yeah, it can be a lot.
It's tough. It is. It's overwhelming, but the name of the game is to do what? Get yourself out there.
Right.
And it's not like it was 20-something years ago in the real estate business where you put a sign out and that sign in front of that house sold that house.
Yeah.
Now you got to flip that quarter and you got to be seen. And how do you get seen? Kiddo. Social media.
Plus what we talked about on the phone a few days ago.
What was that?
Everything's like video now. People want to see video. Like they don't just want to see photos of a house you're selling. They want to see inside it, your personality. Yeah.
It's the same thing, when people come into my website, because that's what sells houses right now. Okay. Some of those don't know who I am. Of course, I have lenders in there and different people in there. And so we just kind of co-brand, and then I'm trying to send out videos so they can see who I am.
Yeah.
And who else is the lender in there to help them, so many different avenues that I do try to handle. But listen, you can't help me with this because I don't want to get in trouble. You can't help me with this next sponsor that I have of Dirt, Grit, and Stupid Shit, the Adventures of Real Estate. But there is a venue down here on Highway 16, Southern Rhythm Venue and Entertainment. And let me tell you something. That venue is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's clean. I've never seen a venue because I was a bar owner at one time for years, okay? And they take a lot of pride down there in that venue and that entertainment. They have live bands all the time. I like how they got amenities inside the bathroom. Like for example, they got some in the men's. I haven't been in the men's, okay? But in the women's, they got hairbrushes. And they got lotions and they got hair dry. It's crazy. It's a non-smoking place. That's another thing I love. But for smokers, they can go out back. Got a great back enclosed patio area. And, for New Year's Eve, they're going to have two bands. Two bands for New Year's Eve with a balloon drop and a lot more. So you just need to make it down to Southern Rhythm Venue and Entertainment right down here off of 16. I promise you'll have a good time. All right, so you can't go to that place. You're not old enough yet, okay? But now you know who's helping me out. But anyway, I can't wait to see what you're going to do here in real estate. You are very good at what you do in your social media. So I'm going to learn off of you. You're going to learn off of me, and I'm going to make sure I'm your safety net. I don't know if you understand that, because a lot of people that start in this business that are new, they don't have the trust factor. So, but they know if they're with me, in any agent that I pull in on a team or whatever, they know that I'm overseeing and I'm watching and I'm making sure. So my biggest thing is I want to make sure you succeed. You're going to succeed already in some of the social media stuff. There's no reason for me to talk about that shit with you. You're going to have to teach me, to be honest. And so that's the good things. You're going to learn a lot off of me, especially in the professional business you fixing to approach and get your license in. And let me tell you something. When you do pass that test here shortly, I can promise you're going to cry. I did. Because when you are passionate about something that you want to get into, the biggest thing is, and this is where a lot of realtors, agents take things for granted. We can open up anybody's home that's on the market. It doesn't mean we want to. And to me, people's home is their four walls and a roof, and what goes on in their home. I got the right, once I get it approved. I mean, I'm not just going in there and opening up their house. Let's get that straight, okay? But if I got an approved showing, I've got a buyer I want to show to. When you open up that house, it's a huge responsibility because they're opening up their house for you to see what, how they live, what's really going on. You're trying to let the buyer see what's happening, and they trust you, And I just thought it was a big thing. You have a license in this state, and that license, that commissioner holds it, and now you have the authority to enter in people's homes. Yeah. A lot of people, other occupations, they have licenses with the state, like a doctor, right? You're trusting that when they do that open heart surgery, they know what they're doing, right? So everything's different in it. I guess it just depends on really where your heart's at on this. But if you come into this and you sounded like you were pretty passionate about earlier you were talking about your stepdad and how you watched something that's been going on now for 4 years, is that right?
Yeah.
For
and that's just one of them. That's only
and you've watched it.
Yeah.
And I know to an extent, this ain't the right word, turned you on or something, but it's like, wow, I like this shit right here. I think I can really get into this.
Because really, like a few years ago, I was like, I want to be a dermatologist, but then I was like, that's not really like my passion.
Ooh, I can't stand that pimple popper show. I just did I do that out loud? see, I can't stomach everything. See, we're all different, and that's what's really going to be neat. We're different individuals in this business, and you're going to run across a lot of them. Okay, and the area that you want in that luxury business, we have luxury business here in Louisiana.
Yeah,
you just got to tap into the right people.
Yeah,
they always got this old saying: "It's not what you know, but who you know." Right? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right. Well, look, Ashton, I want to thank you for being my guest here on Dirt, Grit, and
thank you for having me.
Stupid shit, and I just feel really old today, and I'm gonna be older tomorrow. I mean, next week, but I'm gonna learn a lot off of you, and you're gonna learn a lot off of me, and we're just gonna have a good time, right?
And we're gonna celebrate.
That's right.
For sure.
It's birthday month.
Yep.
All right.
Sagittarius season.
That's it. That's us.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Thanks.